So as I told you in the last video, the next place that you see me will be in Matthew's apartment, which is exactly where I am. I figured before I went back to trying to stop Jerry, I should just do this brief vlog, or however brief it may be, to talk about my trip to the Bahamas. Now this mission trip was probably one of the most wonderful experiences that I have ever had the pleasure of being a part of. I made many new friends, I had many wonderful experiences, and quite frankly, I am itching to go back, though that might also be the numerous bug bites that I got. Okay, I apologize for that joke. That was really bad, and I'm ashamed to have said it. So here's a picture of a sunrise, and I hope that makes it up. But in all honesty, this was definitely one of the best experiences that I have ever had, and I could go on talking about that, but I think what I'm going to talk about is just why I loved the Bahamas so much. Now, we didn't go to the entirety of the Bahamas. We went to one island, and that island is Eleuthera. And I'll be honest, this is probably one of my favorite places to go now. This is above anything in the States, anything in Canada, and even London. And here's why. The thing about Eleuthera is that everyone there is so friendly. When you walk into a store, you're expected to say good morning to everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, or just hello. If you don't, it's kind of considered to be rude. And when you're walking along and you see people, or when you're driving and you see people on the side of the road, it's very common to see people waving. This is not something that we have here in the States. If you wave at a random person alongside the road, they either give you a very strange look, or in some cases flip you off. And this is why I like the Bahamas so much. You can wave at people and they wave back, and it's a very friendly environment. And not only that, but there's a lot of horn honking in the Bahamas, but it's not the same way it is here. Here in the States, and really even in London, when you honk the horn, it's through anger, and it's through impatience. If somebody's not going as fast as you want them to do, you immediately honk the horn to let them know you're unhappy with them. Whenever I was in the United States or in London and I heard a horn honking, I always got angry. I got angry because the horn honking itself was very angry. It was very impatient. It was never pleasant. But in the Bahamas, when they're honking, it's not out of anger, it's not out of impatience. They honk because they're greeting the other people. As we were driving around to our work site and to the various beaches that we visited there, our bus driver would always honk the horn at cars that are passing or people alongside of the road. And it's easy for us to get the wrong message, because we hear horn honking and we immediately assume, oh, he must be angry with them. But that wasn't the case. He was honking because he was greeting them, and because he can't really take his hands off the wheel to wave, it makes perfect sense to honk. So when I heard honking there, it was nice. It was a greeting. And that's part of why I loved the Bahamas so much. Now, to be fair, I don't know if the entirety of the Bahamas is like that or if it's just Eleuthera. But regardless, Eleuthera is easily the best place I have ever visited for that very reason. There's a real sense of community among the people. Even if they don't know you, they still would like to talk. They still would like to greet. And it made working there so much better. And I completely understand why the people who went 2 years ago wanted to go again. Because now I do too. And that was my experience in the Bahamas. It was definitely worth the money. It was definitely worth the effort. Given a chance and the money, I would go back without a moment's pause. Easily. And that's all I have to tell you about this particular trip. I may go ahead and put a clip show of sorts together, but I didn't actually make a video in the Bahamas. I know that my brother recorded things in the Bahamas, and I know that he's posted at least one video from the Bahamas, and I will go ahead and put a link to that down in the doobly-doo. And if he happens to post other things before I get this video up, I'll put those down there too. Real quick question, if you've been to the Bahamas, I'm curious as to know what your experience was there. If you haven't, I'm curious as to know what your favorite location was, be it either inside the United States or outside. So, now I'm going to go, because I have nothing else to talk about, which is why my sentences keep petering off into nothing. Bye. think I've done writing all these down. So what's next? The next step is to find them and ask for their help.